everyone, welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I wanted to share with you a brow product, so this might be an actual short and sweet video, which are hard to come by around these parts. I know, but I wanted to share a brow product from Alima Pure that I am so crazy about and I've been reaching for so much. It just looks perfect. Of course, it's what I have in my brows today. I'm gonna do a really slight demo. I'm mostly just gonna play it while I'm speaking because it's so easy. There's like very minimal method to the madness. So I'm just quickly going to share packaging, you know, talk a little bit about it, and then I'll show you me actually putting it in my brows and why I love it so GD much. All right, so this is the Natural Definition Brow Pencil from Alima Pure. They all look the same except the tips will have different colors. You know, they're slightly varying. I can't imagine you having all three shades, but it is just a nice little detail on there. They're your traditionable. I just combined traditional and sharpenable. So they are your traditional sharpenable pencil, meaning that they're wooden, so you do need some sort of sharpener in order to keep using this over and over. And it does come in 3 perfect shades. That's one of the #1 reasons why I love it. I also love the name of it because I do find it gives you the most perfect natural definition. Now, why is that? It's because the tones are perfection on this. They've gotten the ashiness so down. They're not, some like, even like the antonym pencils, though I like those, you know, depending, that's for a certain type of brow look. They're very rich. So like some of them look very brown. And yes, that works sometimes, but more often than not, the brows are incredibly ashy and you don't want them to have that richness, especially when you're trying to cheat the eye and sort of fill things in. Same reason why you don't want a contour to be orange. You want it to have this natural sort of look to it. Like it's just how your brows look. Like even if the hair is that color, you're like, I want to make some extra ones that aren't there though, so I don't want to draw any attention to them. I want them to just kind of blend right in. So 3 shades. I think that everyone could sort of get one in here, and I will quickly run those down for you. First up is the shade Blonde, and Blonde is just that perfect, you know, very taupey light tone. If you have very light hair, gray hair, this is something that would work nice for you. A good subtle definition shade for light hair. The one that's definitely going to be the most used, I think, for brunettes, dirty blondes, you know, sort of anything in between, is going to be the brunette shade. And brunette is just a little bit deeper. These are buildable though. The more that you run the pigment past, you can build it up. I recommend using a sleight hand. I often hold my brow pencils towards the base because that way I'm applying the least amount of pressure rather than like right here filling in the brows very aggressively, if you know what I mean. So that's just a little tip in the middle there. And finally, the shade that I use is the shade Raven. And when I heard that, I was like, ugh. If I was to just read them, I would probably pick brunette, but brunette would be too light for me. It would look too ashy. Raven is my color, and they've done it so great. It's this rich, deeper brown, but it has a lot of ash to it, so it's very cool toned, as it often is, and I'm wearing it in my brows today. I mean, it is my exact brow color, and I struggle because my brow hairs are really quite black. My lashes are pretty black. The hair on my butt is just like dark black hair. You guys know how the deal is. And sometimes I find that when I'm trying to cheat my eyebrows, especially because the shape of mine is kind of interesting, I have a lot of brow hair, but I need a lot of definition at the top and the bottom because it's sparse, like in this general area, and then the tail can be a little sparse too. I don't want to look like too drawn on, and I hate that look. It instantly puts me off. If I was doing like full face, like even though I have a good amount of makeup on today, it's not like perfect red carpet makeup or anything. I think that look can kind of go, those like Instagram brows, but I like a very easy everyday brow, and as someone with really dark brow hair, that can sometimes be a problem. That's why I like the 100% pure green tea fiber so much, because when I just want a little something, that gives it to me. So right now my brows are pretty neat. I've been maintaining this sort of upkeep, but when they get a little bit more unruly, I need to define them to sort of be like, ignore those, focus on the good part, and let's get some shape going. So like I said, I use the shade Raven, and how I like to sort of add a little bit more definition with this pencil is I will literally just take it and I will run it across the top of my brow, and that's where I'm going to make that first line. I've done that 100 times on this channel before with most of my brow things. Then underneath, I'll go ahead and make a similar line, and then I'll really lightly flick up the color in the front just to sort of blend it out, and then take a spoolie. And the texture of these is creamy but powdery, which I love because it's not at all waxy. So it sort of like fluffs the color around in the most perfect, natural way. The only time you need to be a little bit careful is when I'm taking it down the brow. I'll put a really light amount, because if I take a spoolie through it, sometimes I can get it on the edge, but it's really easy to like wipe off, which I like if there's any sort of mistake. Yet it hangs around in the brows. It sort of clings to the hairs, which I like a lot. So natural definition is like exactly this. You could really see a major difference in my eyebrows because I do one before I do the other. You guys can totally see what a nice dramatic effect this has while still looking natural. It's not all eyebrows, and I'm really, really, really sensitive to that. Like, the only products that I go back to time and time again, I'm really picky with brows, are the 100% Pure, this pencil, and the Hint brow definer. Those are really the ones that I go back to. Everything else I maybe had a moment with and I kind of got over, but the Alima Pure is one of my favorites. It's $18, by the way. Though it's more creamy, you don't need to sharpen it like every 3 seconds, because you don't need a super sharp tip on it, but you could, because it's really good to draw on those sort of faux hairs. So what I like about this is I think it's good for someone with natural brows, who doesn't want to overly define them, but I also think it's so natural that if you do need to overly define them, maybe if you don't use this alone, it could be a really good companion product for something like the Hint Beauty Brow Definer, because this you could sort of do the like the hair drawing, and then you can use the pomade to sort of get the shape, or you can use this and then go in with the 100% Pure to add a little bit more color and lock them in. It could be a good combination product, but it is fantastic on its own. That's how I'm wearing it today. I find for my personal brow taste, if I put the 100% Pure over the top, it's a little too much. So just keep that in mind. I am, of course, going to have a photo of all 3 shades swatched down below for you guys. Direct link to the product, ingredients, etc. I mean, it's just that easy. It's just a really good brow pencil, and I wanted to really dive in and describe exactly why I love it so much. So I hope that there are some of you out there who are curious, and now we have a nice formal review on it. Or those of you who already love it and you're like, yeah, sister, thumbs up, that is a great product. But regardless, let me know what you are thinking in that comment section down below. I would love to hear from you. Let me know if you picked this up and you love it. Any questions, comments, concerns about this product or any product in the Integrity Botanicals website, I am here to help. Just drop me a line. But in the meantime, description box has also all of our social media. Check it out. Product links, etc. are always down there. Subscribe, thumbs up. You know the drill, you guys. And I will catch you in my next video. Bye.